Listen to me. Right now, at this very moment, people are losing their minds. Everywhere you look, online, in the news, in your family group chats, people are panicking about AI like it's the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. They're scared. They're worried. They're saying things like, AI is taking our jobs. AI is going to replace us. AI is the end of everything we know. And I get it. I really do. Change is scary. The unknown is terrifying. When something new comes along that we don't understand, our first instinct is to fear it. But let me tell you something right now. This is not new. This panic you're seeing, this fear, this the sky is falling mentality. We've been here before, multiple times. And guess what? We're still here, still standing, still growing, still winning. So before you let the fear consume you, before you start believing that AI is the end of your career, your purpose, your future, I need you to hear what I'm about to say, because this message could change everything for you. AI is not the problem, fear is. And today, I'm going to show you exactly why you need to stop panicking and start preparing. Let's go. When change shows up at your door, it never knocks politely. It kicks the door down, it storms in uninvited, and the first thing that walks through that door, fear. Every single time. People are afraid of AI because it represents change, and change means uncertainty. It means the comfortable world we've built might have to shift. It means we might have to learn something new, adjust our plans, rebuild parts of our lives. And nobody likes that. We like our comfort zones. We like knowing what's coming. We like predictable. But here's the reality. Nothing great has ever come from staying comfortable. Let me take you back. When computers first came out, proper computers that regular people could use, you know what people said? This is going to destroy jobs. People won't know how to use them. They're too complicated. They'll ruin the workplace. They said typewriter operators would become obsolete. They said secretaries would lose their jobs. They said entire industries would collapse. What actually happened? Computers created more jobs than they eliminated. They didn't replace people. They empowered people. They made us faster, smarter, more efficient. Entire new industries were born. Software development, IT support, digital marketing, web design. Jobs that didn't even exist before suddenly became careers millions of people built their lives around. Then came the internet. Oh, the internet. People said it was dangerous. They said it was a waste of time. Parents were terrified of it. My kids are spending too much time online. This internet thing is rotting their brains. It's full of weirdos and criminals. Nothing good will come from this. And yes, the internet had problems. Still does. But what did it actually do? It democratized information. It connected the world. It gave small businesses access to global markets. It let a kid in a village somewhere learn the same things as a kid at an expensive university. It created opportunities that previous generations could only dream about. Then mobile phones. When the first mobile phones came out, they were massive, expensive, and people laughed at them. Why would anyone need to carry a phone everywhere they go? That's ridiculous. People are going to be walking around talking to themselves like lunatics. Now, try taking someone's phone away for a day and watch them have a breakdown. We can't imagine life without it. Social media? Same story. This is going to ruin real relationships. People will stop talking face to face. Society will collapse. But it connected families across continents. It gave movements a voice. It built communities around shared passions and interests. You see the pattern here. Every major technological shift in human history started with panic and ended with progress. Every single time. So when I hear people panicking about AI today, I don't hear anything new. I hear the same fear that's been repeated throughout history, and I already know how this story ends. Because we've read this book before, AI is not the end of the world. It's just the next chapter. And just like every chapter before it, we're going to adapt, grow, and come out stronger on the other side. Here's what you need to understand. AI is not some alien force that dropped from the sky to destroy humanity. It's a tool. A powerful tool, yes. A fast-moving tool, absolutely. But it's still just a tool. And tools don't determine outcomes. People do. Think about every generation before us. They all had their moment. Their this changes everything moment. When factories got machines, people panicked. Manual workers are finished. Craftsmen are done. Human labor is obsolete. But what actually happened? People learned to operate the machines. New skills emerged. Productivity exploded. Standards of living rose. When cars replaced horses, carriage drivers said, "That's it, I'm done." But mechanics became a profession. Drivers became a career. Engineers built entire industries around automobiles. The fear was real, but the adaptation was real too. When electricity came to homes, people were scared of it. Literally scared it would kill them. Now we can't function without it. When refrigerators replaced ice boxes, ice delivery men thought their industry was finished. But frozen food industries emerged. Supply chains evolved. New opportunities appeared where old ones closed. This is the cycle of progress. Something ends, something begins, and in between, there's always panic, always fear, always people saying, this time it's different, this time we're really finished. But it's never different. Not really. The technology changes. The fear stays the same. And so does our ability to adapt. AI is challenging us right now. It's pushing us to evolve. It's forcing us to think differently about work, creativity, and problem solving. But that's not a bad thing. That's exactly what we need, because comfort breeds complacency. Challenge breeds growth. And right now, AI is the challenge that's going to force us to become better versions of ourselves. Let me tell you something that's going to hit different. The real enemy in this situation is not AI. It's not technology. It's not progress. The real enemy is fear. The fear that paralyzes you. The fear that stops you from learning. The fear that keeps you stuck in the past while the world moves forward without you. Fear tells you you're not smart enough to understand new technology. Fear tells you you're too old to learn new skills. Fear tells you that change is too hard, too fast, too much. Fear whispers, just stay where you are. Don't try. You'll fail anyway. But here's what fear won't tell you. You've already adapted to massive changes in your life. You've already learned difficult things. You've already overcome challenges you thought were impossible. You learned to walk when walking was impossible. You learned to read when letters were just meaningless symbols. You learned to drive when coordinating pedals, steering, and mirrors felt overwhelming. You learned to use a smartphone when touchscreens were brand new. You learned to navigate social media when platforms didn't even exist a few years before. You are literally built to adapt. It's in your DNA. It's what makes us human. We don't run faster than predators. We don't have claws or fangs. What we have is the ability to learn, adapt, and evolve faster than any other species on the planet. So when I hear people say, I can't keep up with AI, I call rubbish on that. You can. You just have to decide to. You have to choose courage over fear. You have to choose growth over comfort. You have to choose to move forward instead of staying stuck, because here's the truth. You cannot control what changes around you. You can't stop technology from advancing. You can't pause progress because you're not ready yet. But what you can control is how you respond to it. You can choose to panic, or you can choose to prepare. You can choose to complain, or you can choose to learn. You can choose to see AI as a threat, or you can choose to see it as an opportunity. The external circumstances might be out of your control, but your response, that's all you. And that response is what determines whether you sink or swim, whether you get left behind or move ahead, whether you become a victim of change or a master of it. Let's talk about history for a second, because if you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat it. And one of the biggest lessons history teaches us is this. Every new technology is power, and power can either build or destroy depending on who's using it and how they're using it. When the printing press was invented, religious authorities panicked. If everyone can read the Bible themselves, we'll lose control. People will interpret things wrong. This is dangerous. They tried to ban it. They tried to control it, but the printing press spread knowledge anyway. It sparked the Renaissance. It enabled the scientific revolution. It changed the world for the better because people learned to use that power wisely. When steam engines came, people said, this will put laborers out of work forever. But the Industrial Revolution created more wealth, more opportunity, and more social mobility than had existed in all of human history before it. Yes, things changed. Yes, some jobs disappeared, but new ones emerged, better ones, and society as a whole advanced. When calculators came out, teachers panicked. Students won't learn maths properly. They'll become dependent on machines. Mental arithmetic will die. But we didn't stop teaching maths. We just taught it differently. We focused on understanding concepts rather than memorizing multiplication tables. Students went on to do more advanced mathematics than ever before because they had tools that handled the tedious calculations. Every advancement looks scary at first because we can only see what we're losing. We can't yet imagine what we're gaining. The carriage driver couldn't imagine being a mechanic because mechanics didn't exist yet. The typewriter operator couldn't imagine being a software developer because software wasn't a thing yet. Right now, people can't imagine the jobs AI will create because those jobs don't exist yet. But they will. They'll emerge from the chaos. They'll appear as we adapt. They'll become careers people build entire lives around. And 10 years from now, we'll look back and wonder what we were so scared of. The pattern repeats, but we get smarter each time. We get faster at adapting. We get better at seeing opportunity in change. So instead of fighting it, use it. Instead of fearing it, learn from it. Instead of running from it, run with it. Here's something nobody talks about enough. Every time we encounter something new, it starts with confusion. Always. And confusion feels terrible. It feels like chaos. It feels like you're drowning in information you don't understand. But confusion is not your enemy. Confusion is the first stage of learning. If you're not confused, you're not growing. If everything makes perfect sense, you're probably not challenging yourself enough. When you first started learning to drive, you were confused. Mirror, signal, clutch, brake, accelerator, gears, observations, speed limits, rules of the road. It was overwhelming. Now you do it without thinking. That's what learning looks like. When you first used a computer, you were confused. Where's the on button? How do I save? What's a file? What's a folder? How do I find things? Now you navigate digital systems without even thinking about it. That confusion was temporary. The skills you built were permanent. AI feels massive right now. It feels too big, too complex, too fast. The terminology alone is confusing. Machine learning, neural networks, large language models, algorithms, training data. It sounds like science fiction, but 5 years from now, this will just be normal vocabulary. We'll use these terms casually, the same way we now casually talk about Wi-Fi, apps, and streaming. The confusion you're feeling today is not a sign you can't handle AI. It's a sign you're in the learning phase. And the learning phase always feels uncomfortable. That's how you know you're growing. Lean into that discomfort. That's where the growth happens. Right now, in this exact moment, you have a choice to make. A real choice that will determine how the next few years of your life unfold. You can sit there and complain about how fast things are moving, or you can stand up and move with them. You can panic about AI, or you can learn it. You can fear the future, or you can prepare for it. The people who win during times of change are not the people who resist change. They're the people who adapt to it. They're the people who see change coming and say, all right, let's learn this. Let's figure this out. Let's use this to my advantage. The people who panic, who complain, who spend all their energy resisting what's already happening, they get left behind. Not because they're not smart, not because they're not capable, but because they chose fear over action. They chose comfort over growth. They chose to resist instead of adapt. And here's the thing about AI, it's not going away. This is not a trend. This is not a fad. This is a fundamental shift in how technology works and how we interact with it. So you can't just wait it out. You can't just ignore it and hope it goes away. Because it won't. AI is a mirror. It's showing you how scared you are of change. It's showing you how much you doubt your own ability to learn and grow. It's revealing whether you're someone who runs from challenges or runs toward them. And the question you need to ask yourself is not, what will AI do to me? The question is, what will I do with AI? Because that's the real question. That's what actually matters. The technology itself is neutral. It's a tool. What matters is what you choose to do with it. Let me say something that might upset some people, but it needs to be said. AI cannot replace what makes you human. It can't replace your heart. It can't replace your soul. It can't replace the experiences you've lived through, the lessons you've learned, the empathy you've developed, the creativity that comes from your unique perspective. AI can process information faster than you. It can analyze data better than you. It can generate content, solve problems, and automate tasks. That's what it's good at. That's what it's designed to do. But can it feel what you feel? Can it love like you love? Can it care about people the way you care? Can it have dreams, hopes, and genuine human connection? No, it can't, and it never will. The human heart still matters. Your creativity still matters. Your empathy still matters. Your ability to understand nuance, context, emotion, and meaning. That still matters. Actually, it matters more now than it ever did before. Because as machines get better at doing machine things, humans need to get better at doing human things. You don't compete with AI by trying to be a better machine. You win by being a better human, by leaning into what makes you irreplaceable. Stop worrying about being replaced. Start focusing on being irreplaceable. And you become irreplaceable by developing the skills machines can't copy. Emotional intelligence, leadership, vision, innovation, genuine care for others, the ability to inspire, motivate, and connect with people on a human level. Those skills? They're more valuable now than ever. Because in a world full of automated responses and AI-generated content, genuine human connection stands out. Real empathy stands out. Authentic creativity stands out. So don't lose your humanity trying to compete with technology. Use your humanity to do what technology never can. That's your superpower. That's your edge. That's what makes you valuable in this new world. Here's some real talk. AI is not going anywhere. It's here. It's growing. It's becoming part of everything. Business, education, healthcare, entertainment, communication. It's weaving itself into the fabric of daily life. And you have two options. You can run from it, or you can learn it. If you're scared of losing your job to AI, learn how to use AI. If you're worried your skills will become obsolete, upgrade your skills. If you're concerned about being left behind, get ahead. Stop wasting energy complaining about change you can't control. Take that same energy and invest it in learning, growing, and adapting. Because every minute you spend complaining is a minute you could have spent preparing. You learned how to use a computer. You learned how to navigate the internet. You learned how to use a smartphone. You learned how to use social media. You've already proven you can learn new technology. This is no different. It just feels different because it's new right now. But new becomes normal. Fast becomes familiar. Scary becomes standard. That's how it always works. You just have to be willing to put in the effort. You have to be willing to feel uncomfortable while you learn. You have to be willing to be bad at something before you get good at it. And that's where most people quit. They try something new, they're not immediately good at it, and they give up. They say, this isn't for me. I'm not smart enough. I can't do this. But that's not true. You're just in the learning phase. And the learning phase is supposed to be hard. That's the point. Nobody picked up a guitar and immediately played like a professional. Nobody sat at a piano and instantly knew how to play. Nobody started a business and immediately became successful. Everything worth doing has a learning curve. And AI is no different. So give yourself permission to be rubbish at first. Give yourself permission to make mistakes, ask questions, and not understand everything immediately. That's part of the process. That's how learning works. And the people who stick with it, who keep learning even when it's hard, those are the people who win. Let me tell you who wins in times of change. It's not the biggest companies. It's not the richest people. It's not even the smartest people. The winners are the most adaptable people. The ones who bend instead of break. The ones who learn instead of resist. The ones who see change coming and say, all right, let's figure this out. Every major shift in history creates two types of people. Those who panic and those who prepare. Those who complain and those who adapt. Those who get stuck in what was and those who move toward what's coming. Which one are you going to be? Because that decision right now will determine everything that comes next for you. You can be the person who spends the next 5 years complaining about how AI is ruining everything, how things were better before, how technology has gone too far, and in 5 years, you'll be exactly where you are now, probably worse off because the world moved on without you. Or you can be the person who spends the next 5 years learning, growing, and adapting, who figures out how to use AI to enhance what you do, who develops skills that complement technology rather than compete with it, who positions yourself to thrive in this new landscape. 5 years from now, you'll look back at this moment as the turning point. The moment you either chose fear or chose growth. The moment you either ran from change or ran toward it. AI is not taking over. It's not the master. It's the tool. And like any tool, it can build or break depending on who's using it and how they're using it. A hammer can build a house or smash a window. The hammer is neutral. The person using it determines the outcome. AI is the same. It's not good or evil. It's not helpful or harmful. It's both, depending on how we use it. And that means the power is still in our hands. We're still in control of how this plays out. So instead of asking, what will AI do to us? Start asking, what can we do with AI? Because that's the question that leads to opportunity. That's the question that leads to innovation. That's the question that leads to solutions. Let me say something that needs to be said. This too shall pass. This feeling of overwhelm, this sense that everything is changing too fast, this panic about AI taking over. It's temporary. It feels permanent right now, but it's not. Every major change in history felt like this at first. Overwhelming, unstoppable, world-changing. And it was world-changing. But it didn't end the world. It just changed it, and then we adapted. And then it became normal. And then something new came along, and the cycle repeated. In 5 years, AI will just be part of life. We won't be panicking about it. We won't be scared of it. We'll just be using it. The way we now use smartphones without thinking about how revolutionary they once seemed. The way we use the internet without remembering when it didn't exist. The way we use computers without recalling when people said they'd never catch on. AI will become invisible, not because it disappears, but because it becomes so integrated into everything that we stop noticing it. It'll just be how things work, and we'll laugh about how scared everyone was. The same way we now laugh about people who thought television would rot everyone's brains, or that rock and roll music was dangerous. This moment right now, this panic, this fear, it's just a phase, and phases pass. What stays is what you do during the phase. Do you panic, or do you prepare? Do you resist, or do you adapt? Do you let fear control you, or do you take control of your response? Because the world doesn't stop moving just because you're scared. Progress doesn't pause just because you're not ready. Change keeps coming whether you like it or not. The only question is whether you'll move with it or get left behind by it. While everyone is focused on what's changing, I want you to focus on what doesn't change. Because in all this chaos, in all this panic about AI and technology and the future, there are some things that remain constant. And those constants are what you need to anchor yourself to. Hard work still matters. Character still matters. Integrity still matters. Honesty still matters. Kindness still matters. People still matter. Relationships still matter. Purpose still matters. Passion still matters. Excellence still matters. Those things don't change. Technology changes, but values don't. Tools change, but principles don't. Methods change, but what matters stays the same. AI can't replace passion. It can't replace purpose. It can't replace the drive that gets you out of bed in the morning. It can't replace the vision you have for your life. It can't replace the impact you want to make on the world. So while everyone else is panicking about what's new, you stay grounded in what's true. While they're worried about technology, you focus on character. While they're scared about the future, you build on the foundations that never change. Because the people who succeed in times of change are not the ones who abandon their values. They're the ones who hold on to their core while adapting their methods. They stay true to who they are while being flexible about how they do things. Technology will keep changing. AI will keep evolving. New tools will keep emerging. But who you are, what you stand for, what you value, that should stay constant. That's your anchor. That's what keeps you steady when everything else is shifting. Here's the big message. The one I need you to really hear. We have been through this before, and we'll go through it again. Every generation has its moment. The moment where something new comes along and everyone says, this changes everything. This is different. This is the big one. And you know what? They're right. It does change everything. It is different. It is big. But change doesn't mean the end. It means the beginning of something new. It means evolution, not extinction. Change has never broken humanity. It has built humanity. We don't get weaker when things change. We get stronger. We don't fall apart. We level up. We don't regress. We progress. That's what we do. That's who we are. Every challenge we've faced has made us better. Every obstacle we've overcome has made us stronger. Every change we've adapted to has made us more capable. And this time will be no different. This AI moment, it's your opportunity to grow. It's your chance to evolve. It's your moment to prove that you're not someone who gets knocked down by change. You're someone who rises because of it. So don't waste this moment on fear. Don't waste it on panic. Don't waste it on complaining or worrying or doubting yourself. Use this moment for what it actually is. A chance to become better than you were before. It's not AI's job to make your life better. That's your job. It's not technology's responsibility to save you. That's your responsibility. AI is just a tool sitting on the table. You're the one who has to pick it up and use it wisely. A hammer sitting on a table doesn't build anything. It's just metal and wood. It becomes useful when someone picks it up and starts building. AI is the same. It's not going to do anything for you unless you do something with it. So the question is, what are you going to build? What are you going to create? What are you going to do with the tools available to you? Are you going to sit there complaining that the tools are too new, too complicated, too scary? Or are you going to pick them up and start building? Because someone is going to build something amazing with AI. Someone is going to solve real problems. Someone is going to create opportunities. Someone is going to use this technology to make their life better, their business stronger, their impact bigger. That someone could be you. Should be you, will be you, if you stop panicking and start preparing. If you stop fearing and start learning. If you stop doubting and start doing. The choice is yours. Not AI's choice, not technology's choice, not your boss's choice, or your company's choice, or society's choice. Yours. What you do next is entirely up to you. And that's actually the most empowering thing about this whole situation. You're not powerless. You're not helpless. You're not a victim of change. You're the one who decides how you respond to it. I'm not scared of AI. I'm excited about it. And you know why? Because every big change creates big opportunity. Every shift in how the world works creates space for new winners. Every time the game changes, some people lose and some people win. And the winners are always the ones who adapted fastest. Someone is going to make millions from AI. Someone is going to build a career they love using these tools. Someone is going to solve problems they couldn't solve before. Someone is going to create value in ways that weren't possible a few years ago. And that someone doesn't have to be some tech genius. It doesn't have to be someone who went to a fancy university. It doesn't have to be someone who's been in tech their whole life. It can be anyone who's willing to learn, anyone who's willing to adapt, anyone who sees opportunity where others see fear. When everyone else is scared, that's your time to move. When everyone else is panicking, that's your time to prepare. When everyone else is paralyzed by fear, that's your time to take action. Because the best opportunities always come during times of change. Always. The people who win big are the ones who move while others freeze. So let me ask you, while everyone else is worrying, what are you learning? While everyone else is complaining, what are you building? While everyone else is doubting, what are you doing? That's what determines your outcome. Not what's happening around you, but what you're doing about it. So let me say this loud and clear one final time. Stop panicking. Stop fearing. Stop doubting yourself. Stop listening to the voices telling you you can't adapt. You're not smart enough. You're too old. You're too late. You're not tech savvy enough. Those voices are lying to you. The world has changed before, and we adapted. It will change again, and we'll adapt again. That's what humans do. We adapt. We evolve. We overcome. We rise. We don't break under pressure. We build under pressure. That's our nature. That's our history. That's our destiny. AI is not the end of us. It's just the next step for us. It's the next tool in our toolkit. It's the next challenge we'll overcome. It's the next chapter in the story of human progress. You have survived every challenge you've faced so far. Every hard day, every difficult moment, every time you thought you couldn't keep going, you kept going. Every time you thought you couldn't learn something, you learned it. Every time you faced change before, you adapted to it. This time is no different. You're built for this. You're wired for this. You're capable of this. You just have to believe it. You have to choose to believe in your ability to grow, to learn, to adapt, to rise. So instead of asking, what will happen to me? Start saying, what can I do with this? Instead of thinking, I can't handle this, start believing, I can learn this. Instead of fearing, this will destroy me, start knowing, this will develop me. Because the people who ask those better questions, the people who choose those better thoughts, the people who take that better approach, they're the ones who make history. They're the ones who thrive during change. They're the ones who look back years later and say, that was the moment everything changed for me. That was when I decided to stop being scared and start being strategic. Change will keep coming. Technology will keep evolving. The world will keep moving forward. But so will you. You will keep learning. You will keep growing. You will keep adapting. Because that's what you do. That's who you are. So look up. Stand tall. Take a deep breath. And remember this. You are not a victim of change. You are a student of it. You're not powerless against the future. You're a participant in creating it. You're not someone who breaks when things shift. You're someone who builds when things shift. This is not the end. This is your beginning. This is your chance. This is your moment. So stop panicking and start preparing. Stop fearing and start learning. Stop doubting and start believing. The world is not waiting to destroy you. The world is waiting for you to rise. And it's time you did exactly that. So let's go. Your future is calling. Answer it.